How is energy and frequency and vibration involved with this? What connection do they have with it?
Yeah, good question. Well, at the most minute level, we are all energy frequency vibrating at a certain frequency. That's a Tesla, and quantum physics says we're all energy at the most minute level. Everything is. Everything is. You can find the frequency of something, you can change its matter, according to Einstein, according to physics. And there's equations which establish all this stuff, but we haven't been able to cross that little Milky Way yet, to understand just how. I think I know how, but I still haven't been able to walk on water yet. Just haven't been able to do that yet. I get wet every time I try. uh, but that's how it's related. And actually, if you get into Paul Dirac, he's a professor who was at Florida, actually, here just before he passed away. But he's from the UK. And he established in 1933 antimatter. He got the Nobel Prize for it in 1933. And antimatter is the direct exchange between matter and energy and matter, and they were interchangeable. Most people don't get that part, but how can your matter change into what we our essence? So we're an etherical person, but we're all ethereal person, and we're also a human person. We have our human body, but there's two parts to us. And energy can't die according to physics. So when you pass on, when your body gives up, your energy, your etherical body, your spiritual body will go on. And that's, if you're religious, you're going to go to heaven, you hope. And if you're a physicist, you're just going to change forms. So you don't really know what that is until you get there, I guess. But we all got our thoughts about it. You know, if you're going to go to the pearly gates, or you're going to just be reincarnated here so you can learn more. And a lot of us are here to learn more. We all got to learn. We all have to step up to the plate. Humanity is screwing things up on this planet, and we have to learn to be better people. And you do that through a lot of the teachings from biblical teachings, through love and compassion. And if you can learn to be compassionate with people and learn not to be a victim of circumstances, just learn from it, you can raise your personal vibrational frequency. And all those frequencies are in us from the time of our birth. We're here, we got them. We just have to learn how to delve into it. We call them dimensions. We live in a third dimensional environment. There's 9 or 10 more, probably a whole lot more than that. They've established that through science now. But quantum science is only a little over 100 years old, where we mostly live in a three-dimensional environment established by Newtonian physics, right? We all think that everything's based on material, physical, measurable, predictable. That's not true. Everything isn't. Everything you can see with your three-dimensional eyes is that way. So you have to get into your third eye. That's the eye of Horus, the one that the Egyptians talk about, and other cultures do too. And once you can start feeling and seeing things with that eye, you have a better way of knowing which way to go.
Do you
Did
think,
that answer that?
sure, yeah, absolutely. Do you think people's frequencies are different, and that's why Bigfoot appear to some people and don't appear to others?
I do. Yeah, I do. I think that's why, because I think they can entangle. There's a phrase called quantum entanglement, which they can entangle you, and they can mentally speak to you, which some people call that mind speak. I've never had that happen to me that I know of, but I'm a very analytical person, and I try to figure things out in our three-dimensional world, right? Because that's what we can see. But this, you can't see quantum physics. It comes from the most minute level of our atom, our cell. And according to Dr. Christopher Blair at West Texas A&M, everything from the atom through the cosmos works on the laws of quantum physics. So you put that together, and you got to have three-dimensional Newtonian physics, but you also have to understand there's more going on that you don't see. That's what people get around, because you don't see these things all the time. But we only see within a frequency. Everything's a frequency. Everything's a frequency. We only see between 430 and 770 terahertz. That's our light's frequency. We only see with light, right? And when that's out, then you don't see anymore. Well, there's so many other frequencies out there besides what we see and what we deal with. And if you understand our limitations, our human limitations right now in this environment that we live in, you understand a little bit about how much more there is to understand. And that's where I'm at, because you have to know that there's more going on. When people are seeing ghosts, they're seeing different things. They have aliens visit them, or maybe that's real though, because aliens are here. I got to get into that in a minute, because what is Bigfoot? And I'm only speaking about the ones we encountered in the Sierras for so many years. And it was just hard for people to believe and get a grip on, because these things just don't go around showing themselves. It's not that way with them. And these researchers that are out in the woods trying to find them, it doesn't work that way. If they want to deal with you, they'll come to you, and unless it's an accident. And sometimes that happens. People see them by accident, but not everybody's walking around with a camera ready to go. When they see them, it's just for a flash.